My ex left me for her personal trainer, but now, a year later, her life is falling apart, and she's reached out asking me to take her back. It was supposed to be one of the happiest times of my life. Megan and I had been together for 3 years, and everything seemed like it was falling perfectly into place. We talked about our future constantly, moving in together, marriage, maybe even kids someday. There was an unspoken promise that we were building something strong, something that would last. And then, out of nowhere, everything crumbled. It all started when I introduced Megan to my personal trainer, Jake. I had been getting into fitness for a while and thought it would be a great idea for us to work out together. Jake was this charismatic guy, a natural with people, and it was clear that Megan admired him. At first, I didn't think much of it. He was just a trainer after all. They got along well and Megan seemed motivated. But as time passed, things began to change. She started acting more distant. Her workouts with Jake became longer and she'd come home late. Whenever I asked about it, she'd brush it off, telling me I was being paranoid. I trusted her. After all, what reason did I have not to? But deep down, something didn't feel right. One evening, I walked into the kitchen to find her phone sitting on the counter, buzzing. She had left it there while she went for a shower. Without thinking, I picked it up, intending to just glance at the time. But then I saw it, text from Jake. And the content of those messages left me stunned. They weren't about meal plans or workout routines like I had assumed. They were personal, intimate. I couldn't breathe. My heart pounded in my chest as I read message after message, each one a betrayal I hadn't seen coming. When she came out of the shower, I confronted her. It wasn't a calm conversation. It was a rush of anger, confusion, and heartbreak. Megan broke down, admitting that she had been cheating on me with Jake for months. She told me she had fallen in love with him. That it wasn't about me, it was just something that happened, something she couldn't control. In the span of a few days, everything shattered. She packed her things and moved in with him. I felt like my entire world was destroyed. The person I thought I would spend my life with, the one I had trusted, had just walked away. And in that moment, I thought I would never recover. The months that followed were a blur. I blocked her on everything, social media, my phone, even our mutual friends. I didn't want to hear her excuses, her apologies. I needed space. I threw myself into therapy, focused on the gym, hung out with friends. Slowly, I started to rebuild my life. But there was a scar. There was always a scar. Then, a year later, I got a message. It was from a new number, but I immediately knew who it was. Megan. I didn't respond at first. Part of me wanted to block her, to forget she ever existed. But then, curiosity got the better of me. I opened the message. She apologized. She said she missed me, that she was sorry for everything. She admitted that leaving me for Jake was the biggest mistake of her life. Things between them had fallen apart, she claimed. She was struggling and she needed me to take her back. I didn't know what to think. Part of me still had lingering feelings for her, but another part screamed at me to shut her out. I had been betrayed in the worst way possible. Could I really forgive her? Could I trust her again? Despite my better judgment, I agreed to meet her. We sat down for coffee and I wasn't sure what I was expecting. Part of me wanted closure, to hear her side of things. Another part of me just wanted to tell her to leave and never contact me again. What she said was unexpected. Megan admitted that leaving me for Jake wasn't just a mistake, it was a wake-up call for her. She had spent a lot of time reflecting on her actions. Things with Jake had been far from perfect. They'd been messy, full of arguments and doubts. She was struggling in every way imaginable, emotionally, mentally, financially. But then she did something I wasn't prepared for. She said that, while cheating on me was inexcusable, there were things about our relationship that had contributed to her actions. She told me that I hadn't always made her feel appreciated. She said I was often emotionally distant, that I prioritized work and hobbies over her. She felt neglected, unimportant. That resentment, she claimed, built up over time, and Jake became someone who made her feel valued. Hearing that stung. It wasn't easy to hear, but it was honest. I'd always thought I was being a good partner. I thought that the things I did for us, working hard, making plans for the future, were enough. But in her eyes, I had been distant, inattentive. And in that gap she had found someone else. She said that, in hindsight, she should have talked to me. She should have told me how she felt instead of turning to someone else. She wanted to make things right, to rebuild what we had. But I was torn. Part of me wanted to forgive her. Part of me wanted to believe that we could try again, that maybe we could fix things now that we both understood where we went wrong. But another part of me couldn't ignore the fact that she had destroyed my trust. And even if she was sorry, could I ever truly get that trust back? Over the next few days, I thought a lot about what she said. I wanted to move on. I wanted to forget everything and leave the past where it belonged. But Megan kept reaching out, texting me, calling me. She seemed genuine. She seemed lost, and part of me wanted to help her, to offer comfort. But every time I thought about giving her another chance, I remembered the pain, the betrayal. Then, something happened that made my decision for me. I got a message from a mutual friend. Megan had broken down after our meetup. She went back to Jake, hoping to fix things with him, but things weren't as simple as she thought. It turned out that Jake had been cheating on her the entire time. From the very beginning of their relationship, he had been seeing someone else. Megan's life fell apart even more after that. She lost her job, had legal troubles, and her mental health took a sharp dive. I couldn't help but feel a pang of sympathy for her, but at the same time, I knew that this wasn't my burden to bear. She wasn't coming back to me because she loved me or because she wanted to make things right. She was desperate, looking for someone to catch her when she fell. And that's when I realized that it was time to let go. I couldn't be her safety net. I couldn't be the person she ran to when everything else fell apart. It wasn't love. It was necessity. I told her it was time for both of us to move on. And that was the last time I spoke to her. Since then, I've been doing better. I've been focusing on myself, my career, my friendships. I've started dating again, trying out dating apps. Not perfect, but certainly better than where I was. I've learned that sometimes the past is best left in the past. People can grow, they can change, but that doesn't always mean they're meant to be part of your future. Megan wasn't the person I thought she was. And while I wish her well, I can't go back to a place that almost destroyed me. So here I am moving forward. Finally.